What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. I hope this story is to your liking. If you experience any issues with the audio, please let me know in the comments, and I'll do my very best to fix it. I truly appreciate your patience and support. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below if you're new. I'd love to welcome you. My name is Anamikia, and let's begin the... What if Naruto was a fuinjutsu master and was full-blood uchiha? Chapter 1 continued, Embers Beneath Discipline. Naruto returned to the Uchiha compound before sunset, the shadows of the outer wall stretching long across the road like dark fingers. He was aware of being watched long before he reached the gates. The sensation was subtle, measured chakra signatures masking themselves with professional care. He did not alter his pace. If the Hokage wished him observed, then he would be observed. Inside the compound, the atmosphere shifted. Here, the air was heavier, saturated with pride and restraint. Clan members moved with quiet purpose, their gazes sharper than those of ordinary villagers. Naruto inclined his head respectfully to elders he passed. He noted their reactions, approval from some, calculation from others. Word of his academy performance had likely already circulated. The Uchiha did not lack internal surveillance. As he approached the central courtyard, he detected two familiar chakra signatures clashing in controlled bursts. He rounded the corner to find Itachi Uchiha standing opposite a trio of older clan youths. Itachi's expression was serene, almost distant, even as he disarmed one opponent with a subtle twist and redirected another strike without apparent effort. Naruto watched silently. Itachi's movements were fluid, economical. No wasted motion, no emotional leakage, precision incarnate. When the spar ended, Itachi dismissed the others with a nod and turned his attention to Naruto. For a brief moment, the brothers simply regarded one another. Though Naruto was older than Sasuke, he was still younger than Itachi by several years. Yet there was no condescension in Itachi's gaze, only quiet scrutiny. "You suppressed your ability today," Itachi said softly. "Yes." "Why?" "It was not required." Itachi studied him longer. Power shown too early invites unnecessary reaction. Naruto inclined his head slightly. "That is my assessment." A faint flicker of approval touched Itachi's eyes. "Father is placing weight upon you." "I am aware." Itachi's gaze drifted toward the far edge of the compound, where elders conversed in hushed tones. "Be cautious which expectations you fulfill." Naruto understood the subtext. The Uchiha were restless. Distrust between the clan and the village had not yet erupted into open fracture, but tension pulsed beneath every council meeting and patrol assignment. Naruto had heard fragments of conversation, complaints about marginalization, about being pushed to the village's perimeter, about lack of political voice. He absorbed these discussions without outward reaction. "My loyalty is to the Hokage," Naruto said calmly. Itachi's eyes sharpened almost imperceptibly. "And to the clan?" Naruto did not answer immediately. "The Hokage represents the village. The clan resides within the village." Itachi's expression did not change, but the silence that followed carried weight. "You will be tested, Naruto." "I expect it." Night settled over Konoha with a gradual dimming of lantern light. Naruto excused himself and retreated to his room. He removed his cloak, folded it precisely, and knelt before a low wooden table covered in scrolls. His true training began after dusk. He unrolled a thick parchment inscribed with layered sealing matrices. Unlike the simple containment seal he had practiced at dawn, this one was dynamic, a reactive barrier formula designed to absorb and redirect hostile chakra. He dipped his brush into ink mixed with a trace of his own blood, ensuring resonance. Each stroke required controlled breathing. Chakra flowed through the brush tip like a filament of lightning restrained by discipline. He visualized combat scenarios as he worked. An enemy releasing a fireball technique. A sudden genjutsu cast mid-engagement. A blade coated in lightning chakra. The seal had to account for variance in frequency and output. He added a secondary ring to to prevent overload. Sweat gathered at his temple, though his breathing remained steady. Hours passed unnoticed. When he finally activated the prototype, the paper glowed faintly. He released a concentrated burst of chakra at it. The seal absorbed the impact, shuddered, then redistributed the energy outward in a controlled pulse. Naruto's eyes narrowed. The redistribution was slightly delayed, dangerous in live combat. He adjusted the formula. Again and again. Perfection was not optional. A knock sounded at his door just before midnight. Naruto extinguished the seal and slid the scrolls into a storage compartment beneath the floorboards. Enter. Sasuke stepped inside, clutching a small wooden training kunai. His expression was hesitant but determined. Aniki, will you train with me? Naruto observed his younger brother's stance, the way he held the weapon too tightly, knuckles pale. Sasuke sought validation, strength, recognition. Naruto stood. Very well. They moved to the courtyard. Moonlight cast silver patterns across stone. Naruto positioned Sasuke 10 paces away. Attack. Sasuke rushed forward with surprising speed for his age, slashing awkwardly but with earnest intent. Naruto sidestepped, tapping Sasuke's wrist to redirect the blade. Sasuke stumbled but corrected himself, launching another strike. Naruto deflected again. Your center of gravity is unstable, Naruto said calmly. Lower your stance. Sasuke adjusted, frustration flashing in his eyes. He lunged again. Naruto caught the kunai between two fingers and twisted gently, disarming him without harm. Sasuke's chest rose and fell rapidly. You're holding back. Yes. I don't want you to. Naruto regarded him in silence. Then, slowly, his Sharingan activated. One tomo rotated in each eye, catching moonlight. Sasuke froze, not in fear but awe. Observe, Naruto said. He moved, not at full speed, but enough to blur. Sasuke barely registered the shift before Naruto reappeared behind him, palm hovering a breath from his back. This is the difference between intention and execution, Naruto said quietly. You must close it. Sasuke swallowed and nodded fiercely. I will. Naruto deactivated his Sharingan. You will surpass many, but do not chase strength without purpose. Sasuke frowned slightly. What is your purpose, Aniki? Naruto looked toward the distant silhouette of the Hokage monument. To serve where I am required. Unbeknownst to them, from beyond the compound wall, a masked ANBU observed every movement. The following weeks settled into rhythm. Academy by day, seals and private training by night. Naruto deliberately maintained high, but not extraordinary performance in class. He allowed other small victories to prevent isolation. Kiba Inuzuka attempted to provoke him repeatedly, barking challenges during taijutsu drills. Naruto responded only when directly engaged, dismantling Kiba's attacks with minimal force. One afternoon, during weapons practice, Kiba lunged with greater aggression than usual, perhaps encouraged by murmurs from classmates. Naruto stepped aside, hooked Kiba's ankle with precise timing, and sent him sprawling into dust. Before Kiba could recover, Naruto pressed 2 fingers lightly to the back of his neck, exact placement for a temporary paralysis seal. He did not activate it. Your forward momentum exceeds your awareness, Naruto said evenly, stepping back. Kiba sprang up, face flushed. For a moment, anger warred with reluctant respect in his eyes. From the fence line, some watched again, arms crossed. This time, when Naruto felt her gaze, he met it directly. No words passed between them. That evening, some intercepted him on the road outside the academy. You humiliated my clansman. I corrected his approach. She stepped closer, invading his space deliberately. You think too much. Thinking prevents unnecessary injury. She grinned sharply. Prove it. Without warning, she attacked. Her speed exceeded Kiba's by leagues. Claws flashed. Naruto's Sharingan ignited instantly. The world slowed. He tracked muscle tension before strikes were thrown, pivoted with precise footwork, countered with palm strikes that redirected rather than harmed. Sum's grin widened as she increased intensity. Better, she growled. Naruto shifted tactics. As Sum lunged again, he flicked a small inscribed tag from his sleeve onto the ground between them. Chakra pulsed. A containment barrier flared briefly around Sum's legs, not strong enough to trap her fully, but enough to alter balance. She twisted free with brute force, tearing the seal apart through raw chakra output. They separated, breathing controlled. Sum laughed openly now. You're dangerous. That is the objective. She studied him with new appraisal, not merely as a political arrangement, but as a combat equal in the making. Don't lose that edge trying to please old men and rogues. My loyalty is not weakness. Good, she said, because the world won't care who you're loyal to when it tries to kill you. She turned and left without farewell. Naruto stood alone in the fading light, contemplating her words. Loyalty was structure. Structure was stability. Yet even he could sense fractures forming beneath Konoha's surface. Rumors intensified. Clan meetings ran longer. Ambu presence increased. One night, as Naruto worked on a high-level suppression seal capable of dampening Sharingan perception within a localized radius, he felt a shift in the compound's atmosphere. Subtle, ominous, raised voices in the distance. Chakra signatures spiking in agitation. He extinguished his lamp and moved silently to the roof. From that vantage, he observed elders gathered near the main hall, their expressions severe. Fugaku stood at the center, posture rigid. Naruto did not approach. He watched and understood. Storms did not announce themselves loudly at first. They gathered quietly, pressure building until release became inevitable. Naruto Uchiha, academy student, seal artisan, loyal blade of the Hokage, stood beneath a moon that bore silent witness to gathering fracture. He did not yet know the shape of the future, whether he would stand against his clan, or against his village, or between them as the final barrier. But he was preparing. Every seal drawn, every movement refined, every emotion restrained. Because when the inevitable test came, hesitation would be fatal. And Naruto did not intend to hesitate. Hope you like, share, and subscribe. Enjoy the video. Love you guys so very much. Goodbye.